Welcome to Fearless and Bold, the podcast, man. We got another great guest here today, man. I'll let him introduce himself because I can't introduce him. So go ahead.
Uh, General Joe Grits, rapper, politician, community activist, clothing line owner. Just real versatile, and I could touch on different topics.
Right. So, how this even came about? This is somebody that I definitely, I told you this 1,000 times about somebody I look up to, somebody that I think is definitely is a pillar in the community, and I just thought he should be highlighted. I don't think you get the credit you deserve in the community. I think a lot of people. It's definitely some hate. It's definitely some hate. It's definitely some individuals that's upset that you do what you do the way that you do it.
Yeah.
And you transition from from the streets to like the office, but you ain't lose yourself. When you go in there, you still grits.
Definitely.
You cleaned up just enough to where these people will let you in these rooms, but it ain't like you ain't selling out or nothing like that. So that's something that I always admired about you because whenever there's a situation going on in the city, not just in Norwalk, because people think you just Norwalk centered, and it's like if there's a situation going on anywhere in Connecticut where you could get to it, oh yeah, we in there, we in there, we gonna speak up about that. So where'd you get that mentality from? Like, tell us about how you developed that.
The touch base in the beginning of what you said, what I do is it's a thankless job, like, you feel me? So the more I may rub some people wrong with what I do, it's the same amount or more on the other end that's happy, like that appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes with the territory of just being a public figure. So I take the good with the bad. You know what I'm saying? Knowing like my street side of things. In my what I call like my past life. To compare that to this. I take whatever energy come with this. You feel me? Like, you feel me? Right. Even the negative stuff, I still feel like, I used to be on the block, somebody trying to shoot me or ducking the police. So that was more traumatizing for me. This ain't nothing. Sometimes, even when you look on the book and you go back and forth with people, I'm home or somewhere laughing. Like, you feel me? They might be angry and stuff, but I'm looking at it like, come on, man. Like, I done been through some worse situations.
I seen recently, matter of fact, the day I hit you up about this was when you posted that picture. When you posted the picture, and I felt what you said when you was like, man, we don't think twice when we post celebrities and other figures. Like, so what's the issue with me posting this?
Especially being that it wasn't like I disrespected the person, like they dirty.
It wasn't derogatory or nothing. You just posted the picture.
I think people just sensitive to the issue going on right now in Bridgeport. When even the woman in the picture can't. I'm a public figure. Jump into the politics. So anything I do is going to get scrutinized.
Absolutely.
I can't feel no way because I put myself in a position to have my name everywhere. Mm-hmm. So, and that's what I'm saying with as far as the thankless job, the much praise I'm gonna get, and TV and this and that, I'm gonna get bashed too. And I feel like anybody, when it comes to celebrities, they sign up for that as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I compared it to like Jada and Will and them, because Jaden and Willow, they kids got to read all the little jokes that they throwing at Jada every day, and they just got to swallow it. They can't eat that. They can't hit us up like, yo, I'm gonna punch you in your face and you post it. They know it's a viral thing, and it is what it is. And that's how I am. Like, people, earlier today I was looking at a post, like, people use me for jokes, because they know, me alone will get people to look at a page. Absolutely. And this and that. And I just had to same thing, got to suck it up. And unfortunately, whether it's, my shorty, my kids, they mother, my mom, but everybody got to kind of realize that too. So even my brother, like, I see him on posts once in a while and he defended me, but at the same time, he even understand, my brother's in this position.
Right.
He gonna get it all day.
You gotta take it in stride.
Yeah. I remember when I was younger, like when I was in the streets, if somebody, whatever, then a family member would be ready to throw it down. But now they like, yo, that's grits. Like, if Grit's not bugged out, like mad about it like that,
right?
Why are we throwing ourselves out there? You know, and it's a compromising position because everybody don't want to be in that public light.
Yeah, you gotta have a thick skin to deal with that. And not everybody is prepared.
Yeah, not everybody prepared for it.
Because as soon as you get a little bit of buzz, hey, you find all your little weak spots.
Like I said, I signed up for it, and I signed up for it years ago before I got to who everybody view now. Like since I was a kid, like and I always think deeper. Like I used to watch the VH1 series when they going people back in their life and stuff.
Behind the music.
And even when I was like 16, 17, I'd be thinking like, oh, they're going to use this picture, they're going to use this video, my mom, whatever. But even people that knew me at 7, 8 already viewed then that I was the dude that the family would come over and then I go in the middle of the dance floor and be dancing. I always wanted to be.
You used to dance?
Not no more.
You Jamaican.
But I always wanted to be the center of attention. I never was shy. Like talent shows, 7 years old, 8 years old, grabbing the mic, different things like that. So back then, people knew he made for this. Like he built for it. You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm shy.
I never was shy. Like I never I'm talking about like 8 years old doing talent shows. Even like in class. When somebody fell away or whatever, and everybody quiet, I'm the one that stood up,
right,
in middle school or whatever, and said, "Nah, we ain't doing this," or "We don't like that, miss," whatever, while everybody quiet. So I always been somebody who gravitated to like being outspoken and all that. So it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? I don't never be nervous.
Was that instilled in you, like, or was that like, where was that motivation from, or was that like just in you? Like,
yeah, I now as an adult, being around my parents more. And viewing them and how they move, and even when I was younger and now their friends telling me how they move, I view that as, it's hereditary. Mm-hmm. Like my dad, they never got to where, they was on the news and talking, but if you meet my dad, you'll view the comedy that I got, like the comedic side, you know what I'm saying? And the outspoken to say whatever, whether it's to another relative or somebody in the street, and him his intention not meaning to hurt nobody, but he just
I'm gonna say what I got to say.
And that's what I do. Like I don't have no intention like of disrespect. I'm just somebody who's gonna say something. I'm not just gonna let you walk back and forth, and you got a hole in the back of your shirt, and I'm not gonna say, you got a hole in your shirt.
I'm gonna call it how you see it.
Yeah, so. And then on my mom end, it's the same thing. She's more stern and blunt. Like my dad got the comedic side. My mom is the hard, straight-faced Jamaican. Yeah. So that's where the militant, that the aggressive side come in, and that's two different people. So you mix them,
right,
and create me.
And you got Joe Grit. So when did you start rapping? Because I knew you for rapping for quite a long time. Like when I first came outside.
Rapping is where I guess the world or the state first took hold of me. But I started rapping, to be honest, probably like 8 or 9 years old, because my older brother who's 2 years older than me, he was rapping first. He was in a rap group. No, LP. Flip is my older cousin.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But they hit Flip, LP, and a few other dudes from around the way, like even relatives of yours, the Burton's, Froggy, you know what I'm saying? Will, you know what I'm saying? Devon, like they was rapping. And I was a younger dude that used to be like on the outside of the room, listening to them in the studio recording. And then when everybody leave, I go in there with my man Bacon and Grits. We are going there, record something, and then we was and even then it was more comedic. We was like parodies. we would, whatever the hot beat out or song out, we'll do it, but then we'll start rapping about food. and that with the bacon, we would rap about food. But we was nice though. It rhymed. So everybody took a hold of that.
That's one thing I can say about you. Like I tell anybody when I break your name up, like you could really make a song about
anything,
whatever,
anything,
whatever. Like
that's why I do a lot of jingles. I did Everybody Eats, the restaurant. I did they jingle. I do a lot of stuff like that because you just give me a topic, and that comes from schooling, like my creative writing classes, like where they'll just be like, the chair right there is blue. give us write 20 things about that chair. Now the average mind gonna look at that chair and just be like, it's just a chair, like it's just standing there.
Right.
But I'll sit and break down the polka dots on the chair, the way it's shaped. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I took that and put it in the rap, because when I was in creative writing classes, they used to be like, oh, make up a story about Jason and Richard or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
While everybody's struggling to figure out Jason and Richard or whatever, I come to school and tell a story that just happened in Washington.
Yeah, you use a Smith when it comes to telling stories.
Yeah. So I tell a story that really happened, and it'd be so detailed that the teacher used to be like how you thought of that at 13, 14 years old? And like I'm like, yo, that just
I just seen it.
Yeah, I just seen it. Like, or you know, I walked outside and the dude was getting arrested, and I know the storyline of it just looking out the window. And I feel like, you know, respecting Nas, I think that's where Nas got his like details from just looking out the window.
Yeah, like when you look outside and you see, you know, Noah, when you was growing up was something different. It was It's nothing like how it is now. You know, my peoples was outside at that point, so you know I was like you was outside the studio. I was a little shorty outside watching things. It definitely wasn't no joke. So like, did you like when you started rapping? Like, did you think you would be where you at right now, or was it like just a hobby or something like that?
Where I'm at right now, nah. When I started rapping, I probably thought I'd be bigger than what I am right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't think me going to prison shorted my growth with where I'm at today. But I don't regret nothing, because, you know, now I didn't think I was gonna be in politics 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? At the time I was pushing out my first like mixtapes and stuff like that, I believe like, yo, I'm the hottest dude in my city, in my town. I'm gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying? And I was playing ball at the same time too. So I had that dream as well. But I felt like at that time, especially like, you know, being in Bridgeport now, but in high school, middle school, and elementary years, being more in Norwalk, other than the older dudes, I was like the new generation of rapper that it wasn't no other rappers like my age that was taking it serious. And you got to remember, I'm a part of the generation that got it, like left the cassette tapes, because the first things I ever recorded was a cassette tape. Then I got to the CDs. And then we get to your generation when the streams and all that stuff come in. So when I was in the CDs coming into the YouTube era, I was the only one really pushing it. Now we go to every city in the Connecticut and you got 50, 100 rappers every city.
Right.
But when I was doing it to take it serious, be outside of the bar, be on the block with CDs.
At the Moose.
At the Moose, it wasn't, nobody was doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely, you know, I believe I would be bigger than what I am right now. But, you know, me being a God-fearing, you know, a Muslim man, like, you know, the will of Allah, like inshallah, like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
So
like
you feel like you where you exactly supposed to be at?
Yeah. I'm where Allah wants me to be at, not where I wanted to be at. You feel me? And if it was up to me, like I said, from then I would have just took off with this music and went. But because then I never had the vision of activism, political stuff. But like I said, this way where God swerved me to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always work for God. So, you know, and that's where I'm at now, is just doing the work of God.
I like that. Like, yeah, activism. That's what really like caught my attention was the activism. You know, I've heard your music, I listened to your music and whatnot, but it was your work in the community, because you know, coming from where we come from and then, you know, represent what we represent as far as what we affiliated with. That's a major part that people forget about. That
I'm happy you spoke on that, because I got a podcast interview in a couple of days as well, and me talking to that podcast, I view that he's gonna bring it up in some way, and that's what I wanted to like break down, like the real true foundation of what we represent. I feel like is what I'm doing.
I tell people that all the time. Like anybody could pick up a gun and go shoot him. Anybody can stand on the corner and sell some drugs. Anybody could go punch a nigga in their face.
Right.
it take a different type of person to say, nah, come here, let me holler at you. Let me give you this game right here. Let me help you get to where you trying to be while making the mistakes I made. It take a different type of person, and that's something. Especially being that, you know, I'm affiliated with the same thing and I picked up and you one of the people I watched growing up. So I seen that transition from over here.
And that makes me feel good. Like I'm proud of that, whether it's you or 3 other or 10 other, but even you alone saying that I feel like my work is working. You feel me?
It's definitely not in vain because for somebody like me who watched where you came from, who again I was in Washington, I was indie block, so I seen feel me, and then like when like you touched on you being in prison, so all the things that happened while you was in prison, mainly being, you know, the loss of grade A.
That was a major trigger that like turned me,
like, and you could have came home like so many other individuals and been like, I'm gonna get revenge for my
my community, that's what they wanted, and that's what they thought. Like when I came home,
a lot of people was upset that you didn't come home
exactly.
But it was like,
that experience at that time was a catch-22. Like it was a blessing in disguise for me, because a lot of people, I won't say physically turned on me, but they turned on me in a way where they was like, oh, we ain't rocking with him no more because he ain't out here ruining his life
and that's what I was about to get to. What worth would it be for my mans? How would I honor my mans if I throw away my life?
To just sit in a cell and just be like, like I held it down for him, but now
I can't do nothing. I'm screaming his name from a cell, and like from being in the cell.
And as current as today, his son being 16, if my homie grade A passed in 08, so we just gonna say hypothetically 08 or 09. I go out there, kill somebody in the name of him. You feel me? Now his son grows up without his father or even some type of uncle or father figure to direct his life. Like 16 years that it's been till now, I'm able to not give his son a father, but I'm able to show him a man. And that's what true homies, that's what we supposed to do. You feel me? That's what we supposed to do. And speaking to his mom, like the same thing, like it's like she feel good to know like I got somebody to look at that's not my son, but he's leading that dream that my son wanted whether it's fashion with clothing, because that's what one of his things, and then he did rap too. So you know what I mean? Like that, that's definitely, you know, I always like to touch base on that, like, you know what I'm saying, because it's like the true meaning of fighting oppression in the groups that we represent. You know, it kind of went way left and to where now it was a quote unquote a black thing, and now we just allowing just whoever in it, and just whenever anybody can just represent. It don't even matter.
Or you don't even have cool to. And
like just fly. Like, you know, you just run into the right person or something. Like, you know, and even now I'll be like, dang, like, you know, we was taking wounds to say we could move like that.
It's crazy. I was in the when I seen you at the reunion, I was telling you young dudes out there, like, man, when I was coming up, you couldn't just come outside. You had to fight to come outside. Like, oh, you want to be outside? I come to the back of the car. Like, you had to earn your stripes. It wasn't just because you said you
even if you was related to people,
you had to show.
You had to show, like, you had to show you was mixing with whoever.
And at the same token, you had older individuals such as yourself that once they seen like, oh, he different. Now we gonna mold him. And again, that's something that I always appreciated and respected about you. That if you seen somebody that was trying to move in a positive direction, you got behind them and cool. Like like I remember when Omi first started rapping.
Right.
Like you, cool. This what we doing.
Took him
like, this what we doing. And to, you know, people on the outside looking in, they might see that he went as far as he went and be like, damn, you kind of show him.
That's dope. It's dope that you acknowledge that and you even view that like, yo, it was, because people don't even realize that when with like, salute to touching money, like when I basically took him under my wing, being another brother of my homie that passed, like it was before the rap. You know what I'm saying? But I was just guiding him once again because I'm like, yo, that's my people's little brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta steer him right. You feel me? And even when later on when it got to where we at now, and him even representing a different color in an aspect, some people couldn't even understand that. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because, I speak to him very frequently. I actually talked to him today. But like one thing about him, is he a man. First of all, he a man. All of this shit, he a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But more importantly, like this shit means something to him.
Yeah.
Everything he do, if it don't mean nothing to him, he not gonna do it. So like even with him jumping in the streets, he didn't jump in the streets because he thought it was cool.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, by the time he jumped in the streets, he had lost 2 brothers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it's like, oh, cool. I'm finna show y'all niggas something. But even on top of that, like he a man. So like if he see a man standing on business, like cool. Like I'm gonna acknowledge that. I'm gonna respect that. So that's why I feel like that's where he is, where he at. Cause even though he representing what he representing, he never lost touch.
And I always loved and respected him for that. You know what I'm saying? Especially especially from my era, not so more so his era, but from my era, the even the side of the town he from, that's who we always had wars back and forth. So, and he got flack for that. You know what I'm saying? Just being with me, pictures and all that. But, real recognize real. And, when I view a star, or not star even in the sense of music or entertainment, but just like a gem, like, I'ma definitely like mold them. You know what I'm saying? I could pick them. You know what I'm saying? From his generation to the generation under that, to my son being a teenager, and people that is him in the community. Like, you know what I'm saying? I grab them and I try to mold them. You know what I'm saying?
So I got a question for you, right? I thought about this question so much because it's an issue I have too, like with people. Why do you feel like people like dislike you so much, hate you so much?
I think because I don't have no type of favoritism. So and I call people out. Like a lot of people is like biased to like if a relative is wrong, I stand beside them but I'm not gonna say he right if he wrong. She right if he wrong. And I'm outspoken. So I'm always jumping in, I give my opinion a lot. And it'd be my unbiased opinion.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, how I feel. And I'm always detailed. So I'm not just saying like yes or no. You ask me something, I'm gonna break it down, and in the midst of me breaking it down, it might be something inside of there now you mad at me about. You feel me? So even like you saying that, like today, I had made a post about a new bar or lounge that's coming out. And I ain't even say the review, but all I said before I got to do a later review is, I know people, relatives and friends always start off with the food fire, the restaurant, this and that, and it stay lit like that for a week or two, then it die out. So I was just telling people like, do y'all want my review? Because y'all know I'm not gonna be biased to it. Like, you feel me? I'm a keep it 100. You feel me? So people fell away about that. Even knowing that the people that work for this establishment is people I'm cool with. See, and that's why people get mad. Cause the people, like, not saying these people, but in a situation like that, the people I'm cool with is gonna think like, he gonna say the shit fire too. He going back there, and I'm not.
Nah, if it's trash, it's trash.
If it's trash, it's trash. So, and I think that's what it is, man. Like, it's that as well as the opposite of hate is love. So when people view me, if people don't like me a little bit, and they view people loving something I'm doing, then they get so mad. They get the other podcast interview I got, people just been sharing it now because I'm going up there. So just that highlight of me, I'm reading certain comments from people. They're mad because they can't dim my light. Like, you feel me? No matter what the shade, people it just grows. So that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? But like I said, like when we started this interview, I've been through real hate. When people try to take my life. So
this ain't about nothing.
So this ain't about nothing.
It's crazy because that's what get me through. Like when people, they start little bullshit rumors or whatnot, they be like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
When you my thing is, when you see me, you gotta keep that energy.
Yeah.
Don't say no bullshit about me and then put your hand out when you see me.
Nine out of 10 times it never be like that, especially when it come to like the internet shit.
Yeah, of course. The internet is not a real thing. It's not a real thing, but it's real consequences that happen behind the internet, and people don't understand that. Like Connecticut is this big, so when you up there chatting on the internet, if you outside and I'm outside, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They say two mountains might never meet, but two men will.
Nah, for real. And not to like say I'm invincible, because like I said, I done been shot, I've been in certain situations where I could have died, but one thing people also respect and get mad at as well is some people talk their shit on the internet and say this and that, and then they hide their hand because they might be from Connecticut but down south, blogging and vlogging about stuff. But me, I say whatever I'm saying, and then I'm gonna post a flyer saying I got a show down the street.
I'm the easiest person. I just seen you. God bless his dad, man. Elza Felipe. I just seen you. I just seen you
by myself.
And before that,
in the hood in the mix.
I seen you at the reunion. And before that, I think I seen you at a tournament. Like we always.
And 9 out of 10 times I'm by myself.
Yeah, nah.
Now if shorty with me, that might be different. But even in that aspect, that's still a woman. Like, I don't move like I used to move with 100 dudes. I never move like that.
And that's what I always respected about you, is that you approachable.
Yeah.
Because like it's a big enough age gap between us to where like I wasn't outside when you was outside. By the time you came home, I was outside. You was on your path that you on now. And I was trying to get my name out there and whatnot. You know what I mean? But you always was an approachable dude. Even before I had this podcast, like you gotta remember, like we talking like, I don't know if you remember, we talking about like 2012, 2013, like way back then. And I was just telling you a lot of the things that I'm telling you now. Like you're somebody that I look up to. I appreciate you, and that's, you know what I'm saying, like. So I like that you always been an approachable person. Like you said, if you say something, like you can see me in the street, and if you feel away.
It's people that got, like, I would say, a level of status in the community of Connecticut like me, that on the other hand, you can't approach them. You DM them, they never gonna DM you back. You view them in the street, they might dap you, but they're not gonna sit there and politic with you and stuff like that. I just never been that way.
Yeah, it's a politician from actually from our city. I ain't gonna say his name on camera.
Yeah.
But I hit him to come on a podcast months ago, like he's somebody, he's in my, he's in my age bracket, and I was like, yo, bro, I like what you doing.
When it comes to politics, you gotta remember, and that's why I refer to myself, I use the gangster politician, but I'm a different type of politician. It might not even be personal to you that he denied the interaction to come up here. It's because they don't want to be put in a certain light that I'm not afraid to be.
Right, but from being what we affiliate politics is everywhere. So you learn that. That's one of the first things that you learn, that homie ain't your homie.
No, definitely. That's what it is. The person might be thinking like, I don't know what he's gonna ask me. That might mess
people
up.
Be scared of that.
Especially because whatever past they might have or friendship they might have, they don't want to put it on
it's camera. Because that select individual, I know some things. But I would never put that on camera, because especially like if you're a public figure now, like whatever you dealt with in your past, that shit.
But a lot of them don't be like that.
Yeah, they be scared.
And I always say that part of my campaign is I'm transparent. You can ask me anything. Like I literally just been watching politicians in my city in the last few weeks do interviews, and they duck the questions and this and that. Now, like I said, and that's why I always say maybe I'll never be the perfect politician, because politicians are are made to like lie and go around certain things. And I'm so transparent. I'm gonna let you know even my flaws and my wrongs and stuff like that.
Well, can I tell you something though that maybe nobody else told you? Is that even like if you don't never get in that office, you did so much for Connecticut.
Oh yeah,
so much
that,
for the communities without even being in office, just by you having that mentality of like, nah, this is an issue, we gotta fix this. Like, I'm not gonna shut up until this gets fixed.
Yeah, I mean somebody gotta start, I don't wanna say the trend, but like, so when I ran for office 2 years ago, when I lost, the kids in the projects and the terrorists that that's a part of the side of the city I govern in Bridgeport, the North, they was like crying and stuff because to them they don't translate what the city council is. They're thinking like Grit's running for mayor. He's the governor. He's the president. So it hurt them because they know me being in that position, how much I'm gonna do for them.
Right.
And it still inspired them because when I was their age, 8 or 9. The dude that looked like me right now was the drug dealer. He was a gang member. He was a killer. So when they look at me now and they like, oh, he in City Hall, but he still favor us. He still look like us. He, like you said, he's approachable. We could catch him in the corner store. He's not like pulling up in a Tahoe with security guards or nothing. So like you said, even in losing the last few years, like in certain political votings and stuff like that, it still changed the city because now people feel like, yo, I could do it. They let like Grits is up there. Like you said, like anybody who know me and know my life, for me to be able to be sitting on panels with the mayor, and then you could look 20 years ago and they had me on New York news saying like this dude's a threat to the governor of Connecticut because he's talking about her in songs, or he's talking about doing something to the mayor and doing something to this. Like, so just to come from that to this is like it's 1-on-1. Like, you feel me? It's 1-on-1, and I know I'm inspiring. You know what I'm saying? Like my kids, my son's 16. His generation, to him, he's 16. So I'm not cool Joe like I used to be. Because you know what I'm saying? I ain't the cool one to him no more. But his friends though is like, yo, Grits is your dad. He got the clothing line, he on the news. So to them, they still looking at it like, yo, that's a cool dude to say he a politician, but he in the hood every day. Like, you feel me?
That's another thing that I respect and admire about you is, unfortunately a lot of us, us black men, we not fathers, and you a dad. You like, and you a proud dad too.
Oh, like, that's my kids is the most pictures I post. Like I said, my son's 16 now, so I lightened up on his pictures because now he don't want to be posted, which I understand.
Yeah, he outside of it. He's trying to be outside of it.
He more with I got a son and a daughter, and for those that know them, my son is favor more his mom, like as far as behind the scenes. But my daughter, I could tell she's gonna be like me, like on camera. And so with him I lightened up. He don't want to always take pictures and stuff and all that. But if you go to my history on social media, I'm always I'm gonna definitely post my kids more than anybody, and myself, of course.
I like that you a dad and you make it cool to be a dad, and that's something.
Yeah, we gotta do that in the black community. We gotta do that, man.
Something that we don't see. It's crazy. A few weeks ago, it was somebody from the other side. We just happened to be at the same party for what fucking holiday was that? Labor Day.
Oh, okay.
Labor Day. Yeah, we happened to be at the same party, and I went and grabbed my son, and like that reaction, like, oh shit, because it's my first son. So, like, to see that for him, for just everybody there to see that, they was like, oh yeah, that was the coolest thing I could have did.
When I go to school, to my daughter's school for like meetings and stuff like that, you know how like shocked they be to view me come in like her, her mom there, but then it's like sometimes they'll be like, if they don't personally know me, they'll be like, who you here? Like they're shocked to view a black father that's up on it. You know what I'm saying? And I attribute that to my pops. Like I was blessed to have a 2-parent.
Yeah,
home.
That's what it is for me. I tell people all the time, like for a small period of time, I had both my parents in the household. But then even after they broke up, like my dad was still a dad.
Yeah,
like my father was still
same
up,
thing, man. Listen, at my age, my dad. Matter of fact, when this interview over, I gotta hit my pops up to go help him with something. Like my pops from birth till now, to the age I am now, he always, you know what I'm saying, been hand in hand with me. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I try to, like, you know, me and him is way closer now than we was at the high school rough stage where I kind of went left. That's why I kind of be, you know, telling my son that, like, you know, I don't want him to get into that, you know, because now I talk to my dad like, yo, you right. You was right about this. You was right about that. Certain friends, we pointing at old pictures and he like, I told you.
I think I'm at that stage now. I'm at that age now where I'm realizing certain things like my parents used to tell me. Like, it's like I caught myself saying something to my son, and my mom was just saying to me, I'm like, damn, I'm getting old.
That's how I feel. That's why I said, like, to my son, I'm not the cool one no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because now, you know, it's just like we were. You know, once you get, you know, start to get a little hair on your nuts and everything, and your underarms, you know, you start feeling yourself and all that. But you know, the best thing we could do is just keep pouring into our kids, man. And one thing I do that I notice other activists and different things that our community don't do, like they get so caught up in with their work that they forget about their kids, and their kids go left. Just like how they used to say, like, the pastor's son or the pastor's daughter be the wildest one in the hood.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to make sure, like, I can't tell you or your son or whatever how to move about in the streets and different things like that. And then my son is the killer.
Yeah, right.
You feel me? So
yes,
I try to pay attention.
Be rad.
For real. So that's something I'm deep into.
So, you know, I want to address real quickly this Marcus Means thing.
Okay, it's wild. But when we was talking about the hater joint, it's like this year, I probably got 4 like real like everyday 24-hour grits haters, like where they just.
So you feel like he's one of them?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yo, so I'm gonna say this, right? So I know you personally.
Yeah.
I know him personally.
Yeah.
Like, so when I listened to the song, cause I ain't gonna lie, his song went viral.
He was smart with it. He kind of stole my move a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Cause I did similar like 5-6 years ago. But yeah, go ahead.
I mean, it was definitely a well orchestrated play to where I'm gonna say everybody in. Like I told you in the inbox, and I say this shit on camera. Everybody he mentioned could really rap.
Yeah, no, he did.
And rap better than him.
That's why I say he made a smart move, because he didn't just mention every rapper.
He mentioned the spinners. He mentioned the shoulder too. Yeah. We need you on here, man.
Salute Shoulder. We went to high school together.
Yeah.
Me, him, and Brillo, and that's what he named it in the song. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And people feel however they want. But you know, my high school class with the rappers is like, at least in Fairfield County, is me, Brillo, Sholey, Dana White. Like one of the top spitters in this county is people I was in the cafeteria freestyling with. But anyway, to go to him, but he mentioned people that's gonna draw attention. If he would have mentioned the Tom, Dick, and Harry's from wherever in the city or county, everybody would have
been like, yo, who is he? He like,
and just like I was saying in the beginning of the interview, people do that with my name. Whether it's a Facebook status, it's clickbait. You click grits, it's gonna make people laugh or make people like, cause I'm got that thing around me where it drags people in.
So if I get some hate from this, I'm calling you like, yo.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yo, listen, whatever the caption, you can put whatever. It might, you could take the most gravitating part of what I say here and put it as your caption joint. And I bet you it's gonna draw people to watch.
Nah, it's crazy because he
didn't think about it in the song. He didn't even say nothing really too bad about me.
He was just talking. Like, it was
everybody else. He made it, but with mine, he said, "I got holes in my whip," which he didn't go into detail of how he even know that. Like, so when I got shot at in 2019, I believe 2018, 2019. My Buick got shot up real bad, but like I said, I'm a God-fearing person. I was in the car when it got shot up. It got shot up 5 times like in my driver door area, nothing hit me. You know what I'm saying? Now, me just being, I won't say ignorant, but me just being the type of person that I kind of got a little cocky way, I didn't even get rid of the car. I drove it around for like that whole year. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just on some like, I'm still breathing type.
Yeah. Like, look what you did. Like on some dog shit. 100 shots.
Yeah, and no, seriously, because even when it happened, the whatever you assailant, suspect, whatever you want to say, people probably thought I died because just the way I moved about and it looked like I probably crashed. But me, so long story short, I kept the car and Marcus Supreme, whatever you want to regard him as, he asked me for a ride and I gave him a ride because at that time we was both living on the same side of the city in Bridgeport. Right. And I gave him a ride. So he is right. I do got it, but I don't know all his homies, but even my homies, we know people who ain't survived getting their car getting shot up. So not to be gloating like it's a badge of honor, but to me it's like I don't mind that. Like it's all good. The people I know that got holes in their cars dead. They can't sit here and talk to you about it. So you know,
it was a nice power play like
that. Yeah, and I wasn't going to respond.
I wasn't going to mention him because I don't want to give.
Nah, it's all good.
Me personally, no, because I don't like what he did. Like I don't like how he went about it. Like for me, because like, bro, you don't gotta send fire at people.
Because I've never made a diss nobody that I didn't have some type of feeling to it. Me and him was straight before this. He just used us for bait, and that's why I wasn't going to respond. I only respond because I got an album coming out.
Did he say something about what's my man name? Did he said something about Annoyed too, right?
That was in the second song. But the one with first of all, the one that my name is in, it's only a minute song. So he knew what he was doing. It was a quick. He said, "My name Brillo Sholey, Ty Henny from New Haven."
Yeah, why he mentioned Ty Henny? That's my man.
I fuck with him.
Like he hard. You need to do something.
Yeah, it's so wild. Like like I said, I went to school with Sholey. We done been in clubs together, the barbershop, kicked it, talked and all that. And I haven't done a song with him, Brillo, Ty Henny. None of the great, even Fuego Bass. Like these are dudes that I communicate with off the mic. If you listen to my projects, I really don't be having features.
You don't have features. You don't have features. But I like Sholey, and it's a dude that I gotta look at my phone. Matter of fact, I didn't even want to touch my phone, but it's a dude that he posted a while ago, and he was like, dudes need to get in touch with him, and I wanted to say his name on my platform. Man, the dude,
what do you do?
He a rapper.
Where he from? He from?
I don't know where he from, bro. He like I want to say like a Wu-Tang type of dude, man. Like oh man, I can't find it.
A while ago, you posted it?
Nah, he didn't post him a while ago. Smooth Haynes.
Smooth Haynes. He been him. I fuck with him too.
He from Hartford?
Yeah, he from Hartford.
I like him. I ain't gonna lie. I DM'd him and told him I want him on my show. Cause him?
Yeah. He got his right now. It's like he's doing like the little series where he always do the clips of the freestyle.
He get that feeling. You gotta remember.
Ghostface. He got like a ghost face. Yeah, he paint the colors and all that.
I'm a '90s baby, so like I'm right there. So I still get the golden era hip hop from Nas and Wu-Tang and Jay, and like he give me that feeling. Like, cause
definitely not like a Nas, AZ, Ghostface.
Yeah, my brother 42. So like. Okay. So I grew up in the house listening to that. You know
same thing with me. Like, you know, my brother he just turned 40, my oldest brother. And so I grew up listening to that like you said, that early 90s to mid 90s, like Nas.
You had to spit. You had to say something. You had to be saying something. So like,
and it's sad, my generation of rappers, predominantly the men, are so much trying to cater to the young generation that they rapping like they, 22. I can't do that. I can't do that. But I'm somebody who always got to be detailed and say something. I can't just throw anything out there. So that's always been my thing anyway.
Yeah, Smooth Haynes, I like him.
I fuck with him. Yeah.
So I didn't know he was from Hartford. I used to live in Hartford, and that it's treacherous out there. Everything they say about Hartford. It's that. I used to live out there, and the south end and the north end, and then shout out to Hartford.
Yeah, definitely. I contact him for you if he ain't never hit you back.
He never hit me back, but that's somebody I definitely want to connect with. I definitely want to pick his brain and talk to him just from like the images that he be painting when he rapping.
He remind me of like a mix of like Nas and Ghostface.
Yeah, he's
more so Ghostface because
he's so smooth with it, and it's
he's
like
intricate with the word, like the wordplay and shit like that.
And me being a writer myself, I don't do music, y'all, so don't try it. But me being a writer and me being very paying attention to detail, the picture that he painted,
like everything, like from the cup to the watch to the shirt to and how he put it over there,
the opulence. He painted that picture, and it's like you could close your eyes and just envision what he's saying. I love that. Like I listen to music that I could, even if he from fucking Morocco, if I could place myself where he's spitting that and put like that's. But
I tell people in my music, that's why I've always been one who either like whether I name drop a name or name drop like a street, because I want to paint the picture when you're listening to it that you're like, okay, I walked down Park Ave in Bridgeport. I was on South Main in Norwalk. I was on Atlantic Street in Stanford. You know what I'm saying? Like I make sure I detail it because you got to. Because when we listen to Jay-Z, we never hustled in Bed-Stuy. Like we don't know Nostrand Ave and stuff. I mean, we probably caught the train out there.
Yeah, but you don't know the in and out, the day to day. So that's a perfect segue. So they redid D Block, like and being a D Block native. Like, how you feel about that? Because when you go there now, it look like it look like Manhattan over there.
it's a catch-22, man, because I love that place. Like I got my first ass whooping there. Like probably bagged the first female there. Probably. Whether the ass whooping from my parents or somebody in the street, everything is there. Like that's the foundation of me. So it's a catch-22 because I miss it, but then I also know that a lot of pain happened there too. I got my first time getting shot was there. So like people died there. It's poverty there. Like people was on food stamps, people was on welfare, all types of stuff. So the fact that a lot of them got vouchers and moved different places, a lot of them just moved, like me, just moved out of that area and doing better. It's cool. It looks nice. But it kills the essence because, like I said, I got a daughter. My son is 16, so he was able to go out there. I brought him out there. He played and even us not living out there, I used to bring him out there definitely in the summer because I didn't want him to be housed. I wanted him to get slammed to the ground and get that roughness. Experience. Yeah. So my daughter being six, she I think they knocked it down when she was like born. About 5 years ago. So
she 2018, I went away.
Yeah, she don't know. She don't get that experience other than me showing her videos, and that's why I'm happy. I probably shot the last 2 music videos out there that anybody shot. Right. So the buildings, and I definitely miss it because, like I said, I always had this dream I'm gonna be on VH1 behind the music, and I feel like I always had that dream that I'll be able to walk with the camera crew and say, yo, like this was my old apartment. Right. I can't do that no more. So
I ain't gonna lie, when I went there, because they started knocking it down in 2018, right?
And I hope you might know, but the people watching this. Until they knocked it down, that was the oldest projects in Connecticut.
Washington Village?
Yes.
I didn't know.
Yeah, man, I could Google it, I thought
it was my mama project and Father Panic. I didn't know.
No, well, if Father Panic would have lasted, probably. I think Father Panic.
Yeah, Father Panic ain't last too long.
Yeah, it didn't last long because
that's where my mama from. She went from Father Panic to the terrorists. You know what I'm saying? To the terrorists, That's crazy though, because when I went there 2018, I went there on some humbug shit. Like I was with an OT joint and we just ended up in Norwalk. I think we was going to the city and we just got off on the exit and I went there and I was like, yo, let's take a ride through my hood. And I went over there and I seen they was knocking it down. And I ain't gonna lie, I should have teared. I should have a couple tears.
We kept the bricks. Like everybody kept a brick or they kept a number sign. Like, and I'm blessed to be fortunate of when you go to the park out there, they got the old doors. And since whoever, I forgot who was the person, like the contractor, but they put my name is in the door, like saying like, and that's historical because it could be 50 years from now. That door is gonna still have my name in there. Like a few people that from out that way, which I always wanted them to do something for grade A, like a statue or write his name on that basketball court or whatever. But I mean, but that, like, definitely.
That was I feel like if he was still here, man, y'all would have been streets would have been in trouble for sure. Like for
real.
But
you know that but I never like to say if, because at the same time, if he was still here, who knows? I probably would be still in the street. You know what I'm saying? Because I know his transition to the hereafter really made me say, "Yo, you gotta do something else."
So you feel like,
I think I would have still did the music. We still would have been going hard with the music.
But you would have been thugging.
Oh, I would have. Well, first, I feel like, and we could go to Chicago, whatever. Like, I be feeling like I was one of the first drill rappers because in 2003 and 2002. I was dissing people in songs and doing all that. So that's what I'm saying. If he was still alive, I probably wouldn't have transitioned to me being the political person. Me and him, we'd have been talking about selling drugs. And,
so you feel like like him transitioning.
It's a part
kind of propels you to be like.
Yeah, it's definitely a part of my legacy. I don't play with God. Like it was written.
I feel like because like God bless his day when my homie died, Fab. That's what propelled me to really, like, our very last conversation was about me taking my writing seriously.
My boy, I ain't want to cut you off. I was in my phone just to show you, see? It is the oldest public housing development in Connecticut.
Shout out to D-Block, though. Day Street, though.
Yeah.
Feel me? Shout out to that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that, though. Feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, see, it went down 2019.
Yep. Yeah, I was away. When they finally locked it down, I was away. But I feel like because when Fab passed, like our last conversation was about me taking my writing seriously, which is why my podcast is named Fearless and Bold. That's in commemoration of him. So like that's another way where I connect with you.
Yeah.
You got the grade A music.
Yeah.
A commemoration of grade A. It's people that it's kids that might never know who grade A is, but they know grade A music. It's people that will never know Fab, but they know Fearless and Bold, which is what his name stood for. And actually, my next book is named after him, Fearless and Bold. First time, second chances. That's somebody who, he showed me what this thing is about, and like he didn't show me from a distance. He showed me firsthand. Like he picked me up and like really day-to-day activities. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, anybody could pick up a gun, anybody could tell you some, give you some drugs to sell, but he showed me like how to, it's a balance. When you're in the streets, it's a balance. You got to be able to balance that, and he showed me how to do that actively. But at the same time, he encouraged me to like, yo, bro, you better than this.
Yeah.
Better than this. He didn't glorify that way of living.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like him passing, he passed. Like I was in the middle of pushing my books and pushing my poetry. Shout out to Nate, that's my cousin Nate. So like he passed like I want to say like 3 days before I was supposed to go on One Love Radio.
Oh, okay.
And like, I wasn't gonna go. Like, bro passed, and I'm like, I ain't for it. And I never forget, like, my business partner, one of my great friends, Gordy, shout out to Gordy, he called me like, yo, G's, where you at? And I'm like, I'm on the block. I was still in the streets at the time. So he like, the fuck you doing on the block? I'm like, man, listen, I'm trying to get this money. He's like, yo, bro, like, what's the last conversation you and bro had? And then like hit me like, yo, bro, he told me to do my book shit.
Nah, like, man,
why you on a block, bro? He like, you know what? I'm coming to get you. And he pulled up.
I don't want to disrespect God, argue with Allah, none of that. Like things happen how it happened, man. I know everything just went the way it went.
It aligned the way it was supposed to align.
Because like I said, I wanted to feel like I feel like I'd be bigger in music if the prison didn't happen.
Right.
But like I said, I was doing great with the music then, but my mind was still in the street. So if I didn't go to prison, I would have got killed.
I feel like because in 2018 when I went to prison, like I sat for 3 years, and like I went to prison at the height of my writing career. Like I was on radio. I put 2 books out, and I felt like the man, yo. I was getting paid. I was doing performances and all that. But that 3 years that I sat down, it opened my eyes to like, you could do this, but this is a glimpse of what you're gonna get if you continue to go down your path that you're going. Because I had 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
The same thing. That's how I look at it.
And when I while I was in there, I asked the Lord, for a way out. You know what I'm saying? I heard one of Nipsey. The first time I ever heard Nipsey, he was on Rick Ross, Blue Laces.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, not Blue Laces.
The video name in front of the
at nighttime. I forgot what he said.
At nighttime from that store.
He said, I made a God a promise, give me options, and I cold turk. So when I was in there, that's what I prayed for. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I asked for God, if you give me a different route, I quit this shit. I quit. Forever. So when I came home in 2021, like, I ain't know what I was going to do.
That's powerful, man. I know when I was in that cell, the same thing, I used to be praying, like, like, show me another way.
That's all I wanted. I didn't want to come home and be rich. I didn't want to come home and be famous. I didn't want to come home and like be the man. I just wanted to. I was tired of going to jail, bro. Like I was tired of going to jail. You gotta remember in 2016, I lost my father and my mother. I got my mother on my shirt right now. She passed October 2016. I was in Cheshire. You feel me? And like my mother passed asking about me, asking my brother and my sisters like where I was at, what you know what I'm saying, what was going on with me. So when I went back in 2018, like that was my thing. Like, yo, if you give me a different route, because this is the only route I know. So if you show me something different, I'll leave this shit alone forever. So when I came home in 2021, like I didn't know what the fuck. My first job, I was working at BJ's. I was making $300 a week, and it was horrible. It was horrible because it definitely was not what I was used to. Like my family being who they are. I grew up seeing something completely different. So it was like, hell no, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. But I often look back at what I was on that carpet praying for. I was praying for a way out. And while it wasn't the way that I wanted, it was a way out. So I feel you when you say like I don't question the law. I don't.
Yeah, not for real. Like I just let Allah lead the way.
This time I've been home 26 months. I want to say 20. This is the longest I've been home. I went to prison the first time when I was 19, and I came home when I was 30. So I went back and forth for all those years, and this is the longest time I've been home.
So next year be 17 years I've been out. And that's amazing to me. Like, even though 10 of them years I was on special parole, but like now to just think 17 years I've been out, like
free. That's a lifetime.
Yeah,
a lifetime.
But with one thing I would say with the way I live, I'm like no longer in the streets. It's still for like the prison door, like right there, and that's how I move. Like I still move where it's like I gotta do everything right. Or be mindful of certain shit, because I could just go right back.
That's how I feel now. Like I've been home 26 months, like 2 years and some change, and like this is the longest time I've been home. But that's what I keep in mind. It's like, yo, and one thing that also keep me grounded, like I still talk to the brothers that's behind the wall.
Oh yeah, me too. So
I email them, I pick up. So it's like that keep me grounded. When they tell me like, yo, bro, keep doing what you're doing. Like, you know me, like that shit.
Free OT in DC.
Yeah,
that's my family right there. They both doing life. So same thing. When they call, that definitely keeps me to like their spirit so high.
It's crazy
that I'm like, I can't be showing them I'm stressed.
Free blocker. I just, like I said, my book Fearless and Bold is dedicated to my big brother homie Fab. I just had one of my bros from behind the wall send a dedication for my book. And that made me feel good because, like, you been behind the wall. So, like, when your man's doing something, that's the shit. When you get on the phone, like, yeah, my man just went here, my man just went there.
Yeah, we telling the COs and everything.
Like, for my mans to be able to say like, yeah, bro, outside writing a book. And he asked me to put something in his book. Like, to me, I feel like the man, cause it's like he not doing life, but like when the book dropped and he get that book and he able to open that book.
My album cover, just on the credits on the back, I always put free whoever. Like, so like you said, like when I send that album cover up the way, or somebody else do, and one of the homies view that, like,
and they able to see that, like,
and you know that whole weight there anyway, because you get the shows like I told you he do.
Yeah, you can flex, and it's tangible. It's tangible, and whether they doing life or they got a couple months to come home for them to see, like, yo, my bro doing something productive in life,
right,
and to see like, yo, he made me a part of this. He's in jail. He been in jail a couple years. I mean, I've been home 2 years. He been in jail. He was locked up before I came home. I've been home 2 years, some change. But for me to make him a part of that, and for him to be able to view that and open a book,
that's big.
And to view his name and his words, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, no, they not dead, but they behind the wall, so they not, like, you know, we call this the free world, so they living through us, like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So they love it.
And that's another reason why I did it, to let him know, like, yo, you there, but remember, like, you got something to come home to, like, it's people such as myself that's moving in a positive direction. So I'm not just on the phone or on an email telling you, like, yo, you got to come home and do right.
The people in the free world that view what we do, they don't even know that we're either establishing something for somebody when they come home, or just giving guidance. So when they come home, like, look, I view them doing it, so I could do the same thing. And I know it. People, like you said, they might not give me the credit for it, but I know it's tens and twenties of people in our community that saw my transition from the streets to what I'm doing and said, like, yo, I don't gotta sell drugs forever. Like, look at the shit he been through. Like, I don't gotta, you know, quote unquote promote the gang activity like that. I could still represent it and show the real representation of it, like what you really supposed to do. And that's what I'm doing.
I mean, like I said, that's the biggest thing for me when it comes to you. Like, I listen to your music. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a giant. You not a what's the word? How I put it? You like not a mainstream lyricist, but I like the way that you tell stories. And like I said, you could write a story, you could write a song about anything. But the fact that, like, you able to transition, and you so transparent, and you show the transition. Like, often people, you know, like, we in this era of started at the bottom, got it out the mud. Like, if you follow you able to see your mud. You able to see the transition.
And I tell that people all the time. Anybody new I meet, I tell them to go and listen to something from 2004, 2008 when I got out, and then listen to something now, and you would literally know my life story. Because I every chapter, every album is more into the present. So when you listen to something today, you're not gonna hear nothing, not even close to 2004 or 2008 or 2010. Because now I'm in this political format, so my music is reflecting that. That's what I'm speaking on. You know what I'm saying?
And I like that. I like that you show that growth is possible, it's attainable, is, you know what I'm saying? And I like one thing, you don't mind giving credit to other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't mind giving other people their flowers, whether they hear or not. Shout out to Dolo. You know, long live Dolo. You know, when I go to, you know, he's resting at the same place my mother is.
Oh, okay. So salute Dolo, man. My manager, man, passed on.
Whenever I go there to view my mother, or Dub, rest in peace, Dub, and he's actually right there next. Like, if you at Dub gravesite, you can look, and Dolo's right there. Like, so I go visit him often. You know, that's not somebody that I knew personally. I didn't have a personal bond with him, but it's somebody that I know was another pillar in the community. But that's one thing I also admired about you. You don't mind giving your flowers. You don't mind giving flowers.
While he was living, and then definitely in his passing, like, I definitely do. And he's a part of my success. When I do things now, I definitely, you know, got to bring him up. Like, you feel me? Because when I got out of prison, you know, not having money and stuff, like free studio time, and just guiding me, taking me from being in the mix of the streets and saying, like my first radio interview, things like that. He just pulled up in his, what he had at the time, like a Hummer, and just told a few of the niggas that was rapping, like, yo, come on, we going to New York.
Right.
Threw us on the radio. You know what I'm saying? He never charged me for none of that. You feel me? So, yeah, I'm always big up Dolo, man. Definitely one of the.
I watch those interviews. I watch, you know, I watch a lot of your interviews. I watch a lot of your old videos and whatnot. Hits from Grit TV. Feel me?
Like, see, things like, I'm happy you said that, because things like that, people would never give me credit to what we view today with podcasting and all that. High school years, I was putting shit like that. Yo,
it's crazy.
Before YouTube, I always say I wish I would have thought of YouTube.
I had a series. Shout out to Supreme, man, my man Supreme. I had a series way back at like, I want to say like 2013. Nah, not even like 2012, bro. SupremeTV.com. We only give a fuck about us. My man's. That's actually no funny. That's actually who like completely introduced me to Islam.
Oh, okay.
Because prior, I don't know if you know my cousin Guns.
Yeah,
that's my cousin. Yeah. So like, I never forget, we was in BCC together. So we was in the gym, so they called church.
Yeah.
They called church. So I was like, yo, cuz I'm about to go to church. And he like, you going to church? He said, yo, you a Christian? I said, yeah. He said, you a Christian or auntie a Christian? And it messed me up, because I'm like,
Guns always inside, because when I converted, we was in there together.
And I'm like, what you mean? Like, I'm a Christian. He said, you sure? So he gave me the Quran. He said, yo, listen, I'm gonna give you this Quran.
Who you was at, North Ave at the time?
Yeah, I was in county. He said, yo, I'm gonna give you this Quran. He said, yo, I'm not gonna tell you what to read or how to read it, nothing. Just keep it and pray for guidance and understanding. And when you finish, give it back to me. And I ain't read it at all. I ain't read it at all, because I'm like, man, cuz tripping. Like, I'm not gonna read this shit. But he planted a seed. So going through, I ran into the 5% and whatnot. And, you know, they like a branch.
Yeah, branch out. Yeah.
So they, you know, they giving me knowledge and whatnot. So I'm like, oh shit, you know, I might need to pay attention to this. And through me going back and forth, I got deeper and deeper into it. And it's crazy. I ain't seen Guns in a minute. But when I took my Shahada, like, he is somebody that I always kept in mind, because like,
you took your Shahada in North Ave?
Nah, I didn't.
Okay.
So
when you was there, Hassan was still the imam?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, because I took it through him.
I was bougie.
Okay.
I was bougie. I waited till I came home to take my Shahada.
Nah, that's shit. That's even better.
I waited till I came home.
You know, inside everybody just feel like you just doing it.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I didn't take it, because, you know, from being in prison, you know, a bunch of people say, you know, people go to jail and they turn Muslim.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I got introduced to Islam that I understood why us coming from the lifestyle that we come from.
It resonates more with us. Like, I tell people that all the time.
You want to know why? Well, you know why, but other people don't, because it ain't no room for faking. You're Muslim, you got to be Muslim.
Yeah.
And that praying 5 times a day, no matter what's going on, we could be talking.
Time.
Salah come in.
Yeah,
I gotta go. I gotta, and they hold you accountable, and they hold you, you know, and make you.
I done stopped at a basketball game. I forgot a couple years, like 2 years ago, at a basketball game. They had to like sub me out right right by the bench and everything.
On some Philly stuff, right?
Yeah. Say Ramadan, all that.
But and that's what attracted me to it, is that it's the discipline. It's no room for miscellaneous shit.
Yep.
If this what you doing, it's what you doing. And like, for me, it's crazy, because I gave my son. It's crazy. All my kids have Arabic names.
Oh,
like my daughter, her name is Sanaya.
Okay.
So when I named her Sanaya, I wasn't even like, I was just introduced to the deen. But I had no clue that was an Arabic name. I just liked the name. You know what I'm saying?
The dopest names be mostly Arabic.
But when I found out what it meant, I'm like, yo, Allah was trying to tell me something even back then.
Yeah. Signs, the sign. When you start thinking about it, signs probably was there. Because now when I think, I'd be like high school, certain things, and like, A lot of Ben was
I look at certain things and I look like, all right, cool. That's why I did this. And that's why. But my son, I consciously named him Amir Yasir. The chosen prince. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where I want to propel him to.
I was, I wanted to, change my last name and all that. The only reason I never did is just like so much love and respect for my father. Like, you feel me? I hold that last name to high regards because that's his last name.
I laugh because that's why, like, I got the same first and last name as my dad. I got a different middle name. My father
so that's why I don't want to change it.
I got the same name and I got the same birthday as my father.
Oh shit!
Like, yeah, I was born on. Shout out to the Geminis, though. I mean, he's like, but that's what you just said. That's why I never changed my name. It's because like my dad was a dad. He was
So I don't want to.
So like I didn't want to change I wanted to change my name so bad, but it's like my father was a father. I can't.
Yeah.
And I felt like it would be
disrespectful. It's disrespectful. That's my only reason not. And my brother, I know he felt the same.
Otherwise, I'd have been Charles Soto, like on paper. I know a different name. So what's next? I know you got an EP on the way, or
I got my new album probably be out next month. I'm running behind because I just been doing everything. But the Hypocritical 2, because I dropped the Hypocritical album last year, the Hypocritical Gangster and Political album. This one is the Hypocritical More Gangster Than Political album. So that'll probably be out next month. It's election season, so the election November 7th. So I'm juggling, go vote. Even if you ain't Bridgeport, it don't matter. Every city, Hartford, New London, Stanford, New Haven, Waterbury, like everybody got an election November 7th. So get out there and vote, learn who the candidates is. I'm running for City Council, 135th District, North End in Bridgeport. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? My birth mother is from that.
Oh, word?
From Terrace. I'm originally a Terrace dude. Don't tell nobody. Y'all don't tell nobody.
Trouble laugh. But so I got that. I got the album. Winter season, more Walk 19 clothing. I got the clothing line, so I'm pushing that. More shows. I've been, more shows is coming up. Just more adventures, man. I got like different things I'm trying to do. My shorty got like a podcast she gonna put together, so I'm gonna help her with that. Dang, man. And then being a father, like at the end of the day, I got that. I won't say it's a job, but that's a full-time thing. Like my son plays sports.
That's a job.
My daughter trying to find her way. So I just all of that. Like I got so much mixture, and I'm probably gonna forget something because I love jumping into different adventures. So I did a comedy show like 3 years ago. I did one, and it went real good, and I never did it again. So I want to do that again. Hopefully, I don't know, whatever promoters out there could, like, we could set something up because I love comedy. That's my real natural born gift. I learned how to rap. I learned how to do everything else, but being humorous, I'm born with that. I just from morning till night. So yeah, that's what I got going on, and helping the community, man. Helping the community. I got things going on every day in Bridgeport where I gotta stand up for my people. You know what I'm saying? And everywhere else, like I seen a 15-year-old got killed in Hartford like the other day. Then you got rapists I'm reading in Stanford, and Norwalk got shit going on. Waterbury got shit, all types of zombie land out there. Like, so I'm any help I could have to the people. I'm working for God. So that's what I'm doing.
So for the people that don't know you, which is not a giant group, but where can the people find you at? Tell the people where they can find you at.
All social media platforms, Joe Grizz. I keep it simple. I don't use my 10 other aliases. It's just Joe Grits.
Jacuzzi.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I got so many aliases, like Jacuzzi, the General, Mr. I don't give a fuck. I got so many different aliases, you know what I'm saying? But Joe Grits, simple. JoeGrits on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. But when it comes to the music, you just gotta put that $, the $S. So JoeGrit $S. And even now I'm on TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
TikTok?
Yeah, man.
No way.
And I'm learning TikTok, like the money in TikTok, like especially with the music.
I see you.
My nephew put me on that.
I see you on TikTok because I got you and I got Merc. Shout out to Merc, man.
Yeah, the homie.
I got Merc up there, man. I got to do something with him too because he
got a lot of knowledge too.
He got the rap poetry thing.
Yeah, without the beat. I love what he's doing with that.
I love that, man. Shout out to Merc. Yeah, we definitely